For those of you living outside of the UK, Radio 1 is the go-to radio station for the most current and popular modern day music. It's renowned for playing so many different genres of popular music that you're bound to find something there that you no doubt like. But a majority of the time, it's all pretty much crap. Nevertheless, the Beeb has been blasted for some questionable decisions it has made regarding who they choose to play. Last year, Radio 1 managers were lambasted for excluding British electronic act La Roux from their playlists because they were deemed too old for their target audience. Yes, the group fronted by Ellie Jackson, who was 26 at the time this decision was made, was axed for being too old for a radio station whose main demographic is an audience between 16 and 29. And what do you know, Trouble in Paradise was one of the best albums to have been released last year. Recently, Madonna found herself being banned for the exact same reasons, and therefore her debut song from Rebel Heart, which is another really good track, was banned from the Radio 1 playlist. Wow, those managers are really deserving of their paychecks, aren't they? So you might be asking yourselves why I've started this video mentioning this. Well, that's because the most recent release from Meghan Trainor finds itself joining both La Roux and Madonna in this category. And this was a big surprise for a lot of people. Trainor was a huge breakout star last year, having one of the biggest selling singles of the year, and followed it up with a semi-decent track. So why does this newest release, Dear Future Husband, finds itself unwelcome on the most popular radio station in the UK? Well, it could be for multiple reasons, but I think the biggest reason might be because this song is a steaming heap of dog crap, and anyone who is riled up at the idea of this song being effectively banned, allow me to count the ways as to why this piece of shit isn't being played. Pushing aside the fact that the instrumentation is blatantly ripping off the Ollie Murs song Dance With Me Tonight, seriously, it's practically fucking identical. The song is basically Trainor telling her future husband all of the things that he must do in order for him to be with her for the rest of his life. And if the poor bastard can't see the giant red flag waving in front of his face after this song, I won't be feeling any sympathy for this guy whatsoever. Verse 1 opens up reasonably well, with Trainor telling her possible future husband that buying her flowers every anniversary and treating her right will result in her being the perfect wife. And despite him having a 9-to-5 job, she does too, which is a lie in the real world, but for the sake of this song, we will continue. And he shouldn't expect her to be cooped up at home all day cooking, primarily because she's never learned how to. I get what the message Meghan is trying to convey here, trying to portray an image of independency and that she should also be able to provide financially and it shouldn't just be down to the man. Very respectable, but ultimately destroys any credibility in the latter verses. Meghan then relays in the bridge that her fella has to know how to treat her like a lady, and even in her more manic episodes to reassure her and tell her that everything's okay. Yeah, I doubt that would work if you were having your shit repossessed or were about to be run over by a train, but I'm just being silly here, aren't I? The chorus is where Meghan tells dear future husband that in order for him to be her one and only, as well as get some loving, he is to tell her that she is beautiful every single night. So in the daytime he gets a free pass? But it's in verse 2 that really sinks this shit. Trainor's character, as it turns out, is a really disillusioned, self-centered little cow by saying that after every single fight her man should apologise even if she was wrong. But, oh wait a minute, apparently Trainor is never wrong. Okay, so let's imagine for a second that these two were arguing about something simple as, I don't know, a math equation. The guy says 2 + 2 is 4, whilst Meghan says the answer is 5. No point in arguing because, according to Meghan, she's never wrong. You see why we have a problem here? Trainor, I don't mean to pop your little bubble of self-delusion here, but you are never always correct. Didn't you say in your first song that you were bringing booty back? Booty was around long before you were just a sperm, sweetheart. The chorus comes around again, only this time Meghan tells this sap that he must never leave her lonely, and that despite what he thinks, he's never going to see his family more than Meghan's. Great, so get with Meghan Trainor, and she's gonna make sure that your contact with your own relatives is basically cut off. Why should anyone get with this woman again? Oh, and remember in Lips Are Moving when Trainor says that the purchasing of diamond earrings wasn't enough to win her over? Well, here she completely contradicts herself by saying in the final verse that she wants her future man to buy her a ring, as well as her saying that she will be sleeping on the left side of the bed, and by opening doors for her he might get kissed. So there's no guarantee here. Also, tricking the listener by thinking that you're going to rhyme bed with head. Oh, that Meghan Trainor. Oh, she's so funny, isn't she? Although that I'm well aware that there have been songs released this year that are beyond reprehensible in its quality, as far as I'm concerned, this song right here is an early frontrunner for worst song of the year. Why? 4 reasons. 1. The obvious plagiarism regarding the music. 2. Meghan's self-delusion is nauseating and doesn't do anything to paint herself as some sort of person you would ever want to be with. 3. Degrades herself by portraying herself as a selfish, egocentric little girl with no redeemable qualities as to what makes her such a catch, aside from buying food and possibly giving this guy a small bit of affection. And 4. The very idea that this song is supposed to be some sort of empowerment for women to be tough and not to be some walkover, stay-at-home wallflower, but the very fact that it's smothered in obnoxious, selfish lyrics and cutesy, insipid instrumentation throws that message into the grinder, and what's produced is nothing like what the artist has intended. If you want to hear this kind of song done correctly, go and listen to Janet Jackson's What Have You Done For Me Lately. That song has authority, power, feistiness and attitude, and a more consistent theme. Dear Future Husband is a train wreck that deserves exclusion on merit alone.